Oh, alright, here we are back in the creation kit, and we are carrying on with Fragmented. Yeah, it's been a couple of week or two, I think, since I did the last one. So I'm doing this one again today. Yep. So I'm pretty sure. I think in the last one we made a couple of the items. It was the two rings, and then there was also basically the weapon as well, the dagger. So we got all that sorted out. So anyway, so the actual rings, they still do not have a name. I mean, you got player 1 and you got player 2 question mark on this case. I haven't really thought of a name for them just yet. I didn't obviously ask to see if anybody wanted to suggest a name. Nobody did. That's perfectly fine. But I don't know, I'll probably think of a name later on for them, something potentially. So let's have a look. So we've got a couple of items here. We've got a couple of got the weapon. We also do have the should be a spell tome. I remember we did actually also did that as well. Spell tome. So we've got a couple of items. There's probably going to be some armor, but I'm not going to make the armor yet because kind of like got to make the actual people for the armor for, because they've only got a certain amount of actors at the moment, and all of the actors technically are not going to be people. They'll be people you'll see, but they're not going to be like, apart from maybe the little mutation. All the other ones are going to be just like kind of like there, rather than actually they're part of the story, but they're just dead. So I'm trying to think, because I do want to think. It's obviously there's going to be vampires because it's where darkness dwells. So there's vampires. I don't really think. I think for the case of this one, I don't need to worry too much about creating any kind of unique vampires, apart from maybe a named vampire or two. In a way, them being kind of like higher ups for the whole thing potentially. So I might create like this, like, oh no, maybe I might do like one. I'm gonna create one. I'll put obviously not this video. It's not just me creating this one this one vampire. But I'm gonna probably start with creating a vampire, and then we'll get on to probably also making a few monsters as well. Again, it's that kind of thing where I do want to create some kind of unique-ish things, but nothing too excessive and unique, because I kind of want it to blend in the game a bit better and a bit more. But you know, I might create one or two things. So we're gonna just put this as 0 dark vampire leader. Obviously unique. Name. Oh God, I'll have to come think of a name in a minute. Or so we're just gonna now just find a vampire. Any vampire will do. Just as long as they're a vampire, basically. Where are you, vampires? Let's try and find DLC 01. That'll have enough vampires in the days. Nope. Characters. Alright, right. So we got Imperial Male. Let's have a look. Use traits. Check out the head if he's got a head. Or maybe this one doesn't. Maybe this dude doesn't have a head. Yeah, because sometimes with these things, they will sometimes have a head and sometimes they won't. I think it's kind of depending on what one you kind of pick. Okay, so let's go. Let's try and find the vampires in here. So B is before W. Just go up. Let's get away from the warlocks. I'm not looking for a warlock. Thank you very much. There we are. So okay, so I just want to make sure this thing's working. Okay, so there we are. So yeah, so obviously the first one I picked, it's kind of ones where it's kind of like randomly picked from a random gene pool, so to speak. Where it's just like it's basically whatever. They have like 10 different vampire designs, and they'll just pick on one of those 10 designs. Okay, so let's go vampire boss Breton male. Yeah, we'll do this dude, I think. Okay, so he does need a name, but okay, I can create any name I want. He is a Breton. Now I'm trying to think now. So let's have those. So should have music playing, yeah, so they got music there. So let's just open up a new tab very quickly. Okay, so Bretons themselves are kind of based upon, I think with some of their naming convention, it's kind of like French-esque kind of thing. So let's go famous French vampires. Apparently I can't spell French. So yeah, see, you also do get some of the processing of. Okay, no, how many this thing does not have no French? It's probably because it's not capitalized F. But yeah, so you actually get to see some of the conventions I do when it comes to naming characters or this and that. Let's have a look. So, famous French vampires. French vampire lords, Richard, legends, and figures that have captivated the imagination of some of the most famous French vampires. Well, we can't go Elizabeth, because this vampire is going to be male, so I'm not going to go for Elizabeth. So we've got Jacques C. Germain from the Gilles de Ries. Or I can just go Reyes de Gilles, or Reyes D, or just Reyes. Well, okay, I think we're definitely at least going to go for this one, because if you played the previous Red Darkness Trials mods, child sacrificial practices does tie into the story. Technically, this one as well does actually kind of does tie in with child sacrificial practices a little wee bit. Alright. So, okay, so I'm going to base it off this name, but I don't want to call him Gilles or Giles, or I'm not so sure how you would pronounce that personally. Then we've got Gilles de Reyes. So I could obviously now break that down and say correct name for him. So could call it, just go Gil. And then, so instead of it being the full thing, it's Gilles de Reyes. Essentially. Or my, actually, I know myself. I know what I'm doing. So he is going to be called. So we're going to basically put the last two parts of the name together. So we've got Devius. Potentially, I'm not too sure that's how you would pronounce it, but then we've got Darius. There we go. So, but yeah, that's how I kind of tend to do a lot of like naming conventions or monsters or whatever like that, or characters. Is monsters sometimes it's actually literally by the name of the monster within a particular folklore, whichever folklore I'm deciding to look at for it all. Anyway, so like character names, sometimes it'll be either near enough a carbon copy of that character's name, of the person's name from the story or whatever it is from, or it'll be just an amalgamation of parts of the name, or take a part of the name and put, like what I've done in this one, take a part of the name and put it together so it creates a name. So instead of it being the Darius as being two separate names, it's now just one thing put together. So since and obviously since this is Breton, and Breton has some fair amount of like French, Normandy kind of European influence behind it, that's why I decided to look at French, because I know a lot of Breton wise there is a bunch of Breton stuff that is French inspired or takes it from that kind of area. Alright, so this guy is now. So we've got this, and then we got. I don't need to do too much of him. I do want to. We will multiply him to the level up of your character by twofold. So say if you're level. So I think it's. I think the way that this works is like if you're level 10, he's level 20. I think that's how the kind of way. That's the kind of way it works. If I remember correctly, I might be a little bit wrong on that, but I think that's the way that works. Okay, and then we go find chat class. Did you see now? I don't know if the vampires actually have their own one. I don't think they do. Yeah, they said vampires don't have their own one, but that's fine. Oh no, they do. Don't. Alright, so just to keep things simple as well, I'm gonna give him the spell list from Vampire, so he's got all of this already. See, this is where the aspect of like I'm making this bit a little bit easier for myself. We do use keywords. Well, base data is not really about factions, yes. Not very much script. AI package, I'll put the AI package in a second. But see, this is where I will probably actually create either another weapon for this dude, or an armor set for this dude, or something akin to that kind of thing. But I'll do that later on. So I just gotta do a package. I'll give him sandbox. Probably could actually put a bit of a different one in the sandbox. Oh, thanks, Microsoft. Reminder: Xbox Game Pass Essential is clearly with your PC. Yeah, I've tried to claim that. You wouldn't give me it. So you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait, Xbox. There you go. Right, boom. Okay, and then that's kind of it. That's kind of it for the basics of it. Obviously, I've got to just do the his actual inventory, but that will come later on, basically. Because once I make the armor, I'll create the outfit, give him the outfit, then I'll sort out the rest of the inventory. So we got kind of basically made me like one of the key kind of people behind all of this. You know, there's got to be at least some kind of antagonist in some form or manner, at least. So that's that one. All right. So now I just want to create. Again, I don't want to create like too much stuff. You know, it's monsters and all that kind of thing. You know, I want to. So we got this. Now we need. I mean, I technically I could obviously just do this in a different way, but let's have a look. So if I then go here, then actually, well, I could just hold on. Let's begin it this way. Actually, it'd probably be easier to do it this way. So we got skeleton armor, skeleton necro priest, skeleton necro race, skeleton race, undead dragon, maybe at a point or something. So we got gargoyles as well. So I could create gargoyles. The problem is that obviously if I was going to do that, I would have to create a whole new. Well, I don't have to create a whole new one, but I would obviously have to think about creating a whole new skin about them. Because otherwise, then they're just the same as any other gargoyle. You see. So there's nothing unique behind them. But I could do Dragon Priest race, and then if I put that, so we put that, then now I've got to actually find the actual skin, which is going to be an absolute pain in my ass, isn't it? You watching now? Where are you? See, it's not even bloody fucking here. See, this is the problem. So I need to find skin. This dude doesn't have skin. Except I know it's in here, but I don't know where it is. There's no way for me to quite directly know, really, unless I search for ages or I find something else, because that's obviously not working. Trying to see if I can spot something here.
Okay.
Because this thing, so if I do this for a little bit and then I can't find something, I then change the plan and try something different. So I might need to see if there's a armor that's for a creature or something specific to the actual things. So you got more. So we got more stuff up here as well. So I'll look down. So it could be like looking at that, but that's just the actual armor. That's just the helmet. That's not an actual thing. So then I can find it. So you can see you can find that, but then you can't find anything else. So what I'm actually looking for doesn't actually turn up, which is very strange. So unless I try just the normal Dragon Priest, instead of it being the and I just try and find the actual Dragon Priest instead. Is gonna be popping up here, I imagine. I'm imagining it'd be up here somewhere. Yeah, Dragon Priest. But see, if I do that, there's no Dragon Priest, there's nothing. So then I just now, instead of it being like, okay, I won't use that one because that one don't work apparently, I now need to try and find Dragon Priest on here. There you go. Now we've actually got an actual Dragon Priest here. There. So we got our Dragon Priest. Now I could spend ages trying to recolor this, but I don't think the Dragon Priest stuff is separate. I think it's all one thing. What do you know? I'll have to have a quick look, but I think the Dragon Priest's texture is all one texture, rather than being split up into multiple different areas. So I can go on here, go here. Yeah, you can see it's all one texture. So I could do a recolor, but it recolors the whole thing rather than just a little bit, rather than it being just the armor. So I mean, yeah, you could do other programs and then recolor the armor, keep the skin the same, but I don't have those other programs. I only literally have the creation code. But we're going to use this one because he's there. So we're going to go 0, dark. So it's kind of a bit like a wraith or a lich, I suppose. It depends which one you want to call it. So I'm just going to, for now, I'm just going to call it wraith in the ID. But the actual thing also has wraith in it. But it also has, it's a lich wraith. There's something completely different. Okay, so then obviously it wasn't in there, but I don't need to do the traits. Stats, it does level up with the player, but not as much. Then Dragon Priest, boom. Then factions, what's the factions? Oh, I didn't have anything. Right, new. So, just so it doesn't actually try and kill anyone else or any other vampires, we're going to put it in the vampire faction. Relationships, doesn't have any fucking relationships. Then add. That type is undead. And Thatcher is very aggressive, brave, helps allies because I have what it is. Right, combat style, Dragon Priest, right, packages, and 0, 2, 4. Boom. Inventory, we'll have to come back to the inventory, I think. Spells list? What spells does a dragon? Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't even have Dragon Priest on here. Okay. I'm trying to remember the name of a Dragon Priest. Can't actually remember. Dragon Priest. Just so I can find a Dragon Priest on the thing. I just need one name. Because I'm not giving just like one name off the get no. No, okay, we're gonna have to go onto the actual page here. Fine. Just need one name. That's all I need. Okay, Croesus. There you go, that'll do. Alright. Back up to here, back to here. Right, Croesus. Where are you, Croesus? You are... Where are you? Should be around here somewhere. Nope. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. Where is he? Okay, so he's not in the K parts. Oh, Jesus. Really? Okay. When you can't find someone, you just literally just type their name in there. And then it's like, okay, so it's literally done. So it hasn't been named in the same way. I don't want to get based off acne. Based off Echo, it wouldn't be that terrifying whatsoever. Okay, so what's it that done sheer point? So to find done. And then we're gonna go find S. Now here, and then boom. Right. So found Mr. Dragon Priest dude. Does he have spells? Just Frost. So now I'm going to turn that off. There we go. Now, the good thing is he keeps all the other stuff. So that's nice. Okay, so then we go new, and then we put in, say, priest, and then we see what the priest gets us. So we got. Dragon Priest, Mascot, Train Cloak, ability Dragon Priest. I don't even know what the actual ability is, but it's what we're working with. Must be for Acolyte Dragon Priest. Does it do anything? I don't know. It doesn't have a charge, but has to at least do something, isn't it? Sorry, so he's only got Frost, so we're going to also give him Shock. And Fire, where is Fire? Fire, right. So he's an elemental. He's an elemental lich wraith. That's 3 types of nerd there. Okay, so, and then I'll probably give him the staff, so we're going to have to create a staff at some point. So we're going to have to at least create a staff, and we're going to have to at least create at least a sword, I'll say, for Darius, and then create a staff of the Lich Wraith. But apart from that, that's it. Because since I can't do a proper proper new recolor for the priest, well, the Lich Wraith, I can't do too much else unless I decide to make him a mask. which I could do, I might do. I'm going to think about that one. So for now, that is the Lich Wraith. There you go. There's one monster. And then probably have one more. So I'm trying to think about how you're going through this, because not everything is going to be a dangerous place. Blah blah blah. Spoiler. So where the Lich Wraith is, yeah, that's going to be a dangerous place. Where Darius is, yes, that's going to be a dangerous place. But Darius is a little bit different because he's kind of leading the whole thing. So I'm just going to try and think of one last thing, and then the dragon skin. Is it dragon skin or one texture? Yeah, kind of. Apart from maybe the snow dragon or frost dragon, depends on what you want to call it, and maybe the skeleton dragon, but then he is just bone. No, because the frost dragon obviously has a different kind of texture compared to everything else. It has that slightly unique texture in the ways of it's not just. Is it, because you got dragon boss and dragon earth, so they're just one texture, because it's just the frost dragon has that kind of like shimmer to it a little bit. So I might be able to do something with this one, but it will have to be on this here, the map, then the bump map would have to be this one here. Yeah. So the bump map will have to be that there. I see this one's confused. Well, it's not so much. It's not confusing. It's just a bit more. Has a bit more. It needs a bit more thought in it, because there's multiple different things. So you got the bump map. Okay, fine. I can put the bump map in there. But we then have this, which is the I think it's the it would be classed as the environmental mask, or this one here. But then you also got this one, which is just a lot, though. So it's this one's a bit more. I think I'm just making this a bit more complicated than it actually needs to be. Anyway, right, we're gonna. Yeah, I think I'm just making this a bit more complicated than it actually needs to be. Okay, so then put that down, put that there. Okay, so .dds. Then I'm going to make the actual string. Actors dragon. Okay. Oh, am I being an idiot? Probably. I am probably being an idiot. Why are you not working? Actors, dragon. Yeah. So, am I being an idiot? Am I just because okay, so that's definitely on the other ones that's like that. Okay, I'm being an idiot somehow. But it can't be invalid. Literally what the fuck it says. Yeah, because it's .ds and then there must be something I'm doing wrong here. Let's just hold on. Actually, I hate it when this happens. It's so stupid. What am I missing here? So I'm pretty sure I didn't have to do all this last time. Alright, hold on. See, this is the kind of thing I hate when this happens. It's like, why? It's for some reason it's not working. I don't know why it don't work. Why it's not working right now. But you can literally go into here and you can see that it's that's how it. Obviously on there it's capitalized and stuff. But I can see I could go into here. And you can see it's just because they worked last time. This is why I'm very confused. There's nothing on here for the dragon inside, I think. Well, let's see if we just try. Let's try this. Because anyways, for Udaving and the Frost Dragon, the bump map thing is the second thing. I know this is not going to help me with some other stuff, but okay. Then if I open that, see, there you go. For some reason, it's an invalid directory. Why is it an invalid directory? Because then it was just copied from that over there. Why? See, this is why sometimes I hate this stuff. All right, you know what? We'll come back to that. I'm gonna have to fix that another time. I think. For now, we're just gonna make the character. I think we'll just make the actual beastie. So we need to. Right, so 0 dark dragon. Doesn't have a name yet. You obviously know it's going to be the dragon wrist, dragon, and then the skin. Just obviously for now, I'm just gonna basically see where dragons are there. So yeah, for now we will obviously just base it on the Frost Dragon. Though the idea is to change that, but I got to try and figure out what's going on with that thing, because in can't even copy the other ones over apparently for some reason. Why that is, not a clue. To be honest. I do want to try. Actually, I'm going to try one last thing very quickly with it. This wasn't here. So if I, because they don't have one here from the Snow Dragon, do they? Or Frost Dragon, whatever you want to call it. I could duplicate this one. So let's just duplicate this one. Right, so 0 dark dragon skin text, texture. So I can try. So if I take this, copy this, and go to here, delete that, paste it, invalid directory. Why are you in? Again, so it's like that fucking video. It's like, why are you running? So why are you invalid? I do not understand why it's having such an issue. Because I could go to here, you know, I can try comment and I could go into here, but then that's just that, so it can't be technically that. So I went to that, and then into this, and then into here, and then into here, and then into here, and then we're back here again. And if I have that there, and then it's that goes to that, and then if I got that, and then that goes to that. Decal, and that's to that, and that's to that. So I can even try and add it into the thing, and then being all like, you know, textures, bosh, and then just copy off now, and then bosh, and then this invalid directory, and then I can just try this, and then try this, and then paste, and then, you know, just so, you know, let's just go fuck it, and then boosh, and then go down here, and then go fuck it, and boosh, and then that's not going to work either. No, it's not a valid name. I know it's not a valid name. And I could go to here, and then I can say get rid of that last one, and then try this one around, and then go boom, and it's still not a valid name, because I know because it's not a valid name, because it's technically it goes this way, and you go around this way, and you go to here, and then technically it would be that, so then I'm just going to copy that. See, this is the frustration with this bullshit, and then it don't work. So we go around the circles. So I'm going to try and work this out off camera, try and figure out what's going on. So we're not going to do... Oops, quite the wrong thing there. So we're not going to be doing any retextures today in this video, because for some reason it's suddenly deciding that it doesn't want to work. So I'll come back to that. So we'll just carry on with this, the Dragon Boy over here. So you also do multiply it level wise, and you are also one that levels it out. Let's make you a bit of a tough battle. Okay, and then your class is Dragon. Factions is, well, we'll make it Vampire just in case. And a bit, and then I'll make any alterations to these kind of things if I need to. You are a creature. That's about it for now. You are very aggressive, foolhardy, allies, dragon. Default. Trying to do something specific. I'll just put them in the default master package. Inventory, we'll figure out inventory later on. I mean, I could at least to a degree, it's fine everything down here and give him that inventory, but I want to give him a bit more of a unique inventory, because I might put something in him as well, in the way to, like, you might have a particular item or something like that, or kind of thing. So we'll figure that one out. Right, spell list. Okay, so what I can do though is I can at least go down here, Dragon's Note, and then just use the spell list, and there you go. So, and that don't work, does it? I mean, I could just think of a pissing ass fucking thunder dragon. But I can't remember how to do that. Oh, first, for now, let's just. Dragon Frost and no script, there you go. So, at least want him to have. There you go. I was just say, at least want. Well, actually, let's give him slightly bit more power than that. Jesus. Actually, no, let's go to. DLC 1 it's in? There you go. Frost, there you go. So you actually got the more powerful versions of the Frost Shout. Alright, so we got that. So yeah, so skin texture, I'll have to work on that one because I've got to figure out. So none of these characters are fully complete yet because obviously it's stuff to do with infantry and that kind of thing. Texture, which is really annoying because I wanted to give him a new texture and I can't. It's like, why? Why will you not let me do it? It does not make any sense as to why it doesn't let you do it. Or for some reason it's not letting me do it, and I'm really confused as to what's going on. I'm gonna have to go back to the previous video to have a look and see what I'm doing wrong. Alright, so we're gonna need to. Well, this is the thing, because with the way that this story's going, he's not going to be in typical. Well, it's a representation of a dragon, but it's not what you're thinking. So you kind of need to name, but it may not necessarily be a dragon's name. So let's have a look. So I'm going to try and think now. Actually, well, you could just do the thing, can't we? Technically. So it's translate. There you go. The hog. If it's gonna let me do it. There you go. Right. We want to do English to dragon. So let's have a look. So let's have a look. Waking Winged Nightmare. See if we can translate that. Ving Havulon, but Waking doesn't have one. Okay. Do dragons dare to dream? They do. Apparently, they do dare to dream. Okay, so we got Hanu Ving Havulon. Jesus, that's a hell of a name. You know what? But we'll keep to convention, and I've already freaking forgot it. Okay, what's the first one? Right, so Hanu is the first part. So Hanu, I know it's Hanu Ving. Is it done as a double I? Yeah. And Havulon. There you go. Jesus, that is a hell of a name. Hanu Ving Havulon. So that's one. So let's try. Right, I'll keep that one as the name for the time being. So dream, walk. So I'm trying to make it a bit shorter to a degree, because death is Dinok. So Hanu something Dinok. Fear? That's not. I keep forgetting you just need to press down. Okay, so we got Hanu Vas Dinok. That's actually, to be honest, I've kind of throw that one. So Hanu, is it double A? Yeah, and then Dinok. Okay, so Hanu Vas Dinok. It's still a name, but it kind of runs a bit smoother. Or Hanu Vas Dinok. Kind of rolls off the tongue a bit better, I think. And I actually kind of I've left my phone on beyond the thing. Why have I done this? Why have I done this to myself? Okay, I'm gonna keep this page open because I do want to kind of keep them words in the English translation for the time being. So I'm kind of aware, but it is there. All right. Okay, so that's him done again. That's him now done. Apart from his infantry and his skin texture, because the thing's pissing me off for some reason. But right, so let's have that. So now we now have Vampire Leader, or Darius, which I can't even do his a weapon for him or arm for him now until I figure out what bloody hell's going on with the thingy, texture thingy. So I can't do anything else with him. The Wraith just needs the staff. The Vampire Leader, I will probably make my life a bit easier, to be honest with you, and I will probably just create him a sword or something. And that'd be it, kind of thing. Then you got the dragon, which I understand you do texture and infantry. But if I want to give them anything unique, I can't do that because the texture thing is not working properly for some reason. Or at least figure out again and what's going on there. Okay. I'm just trying to figure this out because I want to create. So you go to one place and you blah blah blah. You go to another 1, 2 places, so that's 3 places altogether. Blah, blah, blah. I think all the other one would be something else, and it would be too difficult. I don't need to worry about too much. Yeah, I don't think I need to create anything else. With what I've got in mind, I don't think. Maybe one thing, maybe actually. Girl got a chop. Hold on. See, why put that? That's. I mean, kind of works. The only thing I don't like about that is that it's got the helmet. There's a particular thing I'm trying to find, but I can't remember what it's actually called. Oh. Not quite the one I was looking for. Not that one either. See, it's the problem. There's a particular thing. See, this is where the problem comes in. It's very hard to remember what ones it is. Oh, that's just going to be a random pool. Okay. I could do. See, again, this is where the problem comes. Yeah, trying to remember. It's not going to be the ghost, because the ghost is based off an actual character. There is a particular one I'm looking for, and I am struggling to figure it out. Actually, will I put shade? So which one is it? So it's DA09. DA09. Okay, that's not right. So that's. Damn it. Balls. Okay, hold on. Let's have a look here. There's a kind of a thing you come across that's like a black shade. It's like a black kind of like spirit. I'm gonna ask. I used it before, but I can't remember what they were called. That's the only problem. Or you know, or basically sort of like what they came under. Maybe bone men? Though I'm pretty sure bone men have a particular thing for no one doesn't know where they've been in this. Vampire robes, nope. Enchanted, no, you get a enchanted bolt, but then that gives you nothing apparently. Sure. Okay, lucky you then. Let's carry on going down. Let's see if we find something. Yeah, then you got the skeleton neck. I didn't go to here, I didn't go to here. Yeah, still not able to do it though, that's the thing. Oh, it's so annoying. I hate this so much. Let's go back up. Oh, DLC 1. Alright, right, boom. See if we can find anything on here then quickly actually. Bone Man Summon. Damn it, that's not what I want. No, it's not that one. No, it's over. Can't see it being one of these. No, it still apparently pulls it out from a thing. Okay, what about... Okay, a Mist Man. How many different variations is there of a Mist Man? Apparently, a lot. In the ways that it didn't actually exist. I don't want a raft man. Yeah, didn't I already do the summon? Pretty sure I already did the summon. Yeah, because now it's basing it off of Arnoward. Okay, so not even there. Okay, now this is going well. Could try this. No, it's apparently still that one. Okay. Right. When things don't go quite according to plan, you say balls to it. So, dark shadow. Man. Right. Great is unique. I need to look at that script and see what it does. Okay, then we change the name. The name is going to be pain in my butt. It's been a pain in the ass to fucking get here. Okay, so it's not. This one is going to be a pain in the butt, so I need to figure out how this dude works. But I'm gonna. Well, I'll check some of the stuff on here because. I mean, some of it should be the same because it was the thing anyway. So I might just have to remove a thing or two. Okay, well, I'm gonna think of the name in a bit. We don't want to do that one. We want to just do this one. No, this one is going to level up at the same as you, the same way. Factions. No, let's delete that. And we will put it in the vampire faction just in case. Demolition, reinvent, add. You are dead, obviously. Very aggressive, yeah, that's fine as it is. Packages. Go delete that one. I don't think the default one's going to be a problem, but change that out. And then we'll switch this to the box standard default sandbox one. There we go. Inventory. We'll need to remove nothing because he has no inventory apparently. So I don't know. I do need to test. Oh shush. I do need to test to see if this is actually gonna if you can actually access the inventory in game. Because since he's not got an actual inventory, I think it's basically not initially able to actually access him in game. When you actually fight him in Mount Kilcreef. And spell list. Yeah, I think that spell list is fine, I think. So I do need to kind of figure out how powerful this dude's going to be. So, just again, this will be all testing. Where I'll probably do some testing live with this, possibly. That's something else. Anyway, but I think part of that, that's it. And again, this is the thing. If you're kind of newish to modding and stuff like that, and you're constantly trying to think about how can I do this? How can I do that? I need to do this. I need to do that. Blah blah this blah blah blah. Because you see everyone else having like all these fancy mods coming out and doing all this fancy work with mods and this. Half the time you can just basically use what's already here and just make some small changes. That's it. You don't need to make everything unique, but there are certain things that I just want to make unique. But this dude, not so much, because not playing a big part, but just a small part. But I don't need that script on him, so we're going to remove the script. Right. And then right, I want to find. Right, let's go. That's here, and then shadow synonyms. Shadow. Similar silhouette, outline, shape, contour, profile, penumbra, umbra. Well, it's not gonna be umbra. Umbra's already in the game. Shade, showiness, darkness, dimness, semi-darkness, twilight, gloom, gloominess, murkiness, murk, obscurity, gloaming, tenebrosity, umbrage. I've not heard of some of these words. Tittle. Yes, it's the terrifying Tittle. Yeah, we're just gonna call it blights. No. We're gonna call it blight, but there's gonna be blights. There you go. Alright. That's it. No, yes. Okay. So there we go. That's that one. Okay, so we've made Vampire Dude, but again not finished because now it turns out texture issues. Made Dragon, again texture issues. The Blights, well actually right, so it's just now got to do a test to see if they can actually be accessed, infantry can actually be accessed or not. Then we made somebody else. Oh yeah, the Wraith. Which I'm not messing around with texture on that one, but it still needs a weapon and inventory and a few bits and pieces. Which I do want to try and make something look a little bit different with some of the things, and I might do a mask for him as well. See, but I'm gonna call this one here. I think made a bit of progress. We probably will soon be starting on building some of the new environments. I think probably the next video would be basically making the textures for any texture changes, any items for inventory, sorting out inventories, and all that kind of details. I'm keeping this one short because unfortunately the texture thing's not working, and I've got to try and figure out what's going on with that. So this might be a little bit shorter. It might also be quite long. I don't know. I can't see how long I've been recording right now. But that's going to be it. I'm going to call it for this one, I think. But we made a little bit of progress, and in the next one we'll be doing all of those details, and hopefully by then I should hopefully have figured out this retexture problem. Hopefully. If not, then we'll still at least be doing actually making weapons and we're still making all the stuff. It just won't be just doing any retextures until again I figure it out. But right, and then probably after that, that's probably when we'll probably start on the environments slowly, bit by bit. Yeah. So next video details. Video after that, we'll be starting on environments, I think. But we're just gonna save that. So yeah, but right, that's it, all done for this one. So if you want to keep up to date with what's going on with all this stuff, just remember to like the video, because then it helps improve on the algorithm a little bit. Subscribe to the channel is probably the best way to do it. But yeah, so subscribe, like the video, why not? If you want to throw in any suggestions or little Easter eggs for things or anything like that you want me to speak about possibly adding into the mod itself, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so that's it for this one. So until next time, I'll see you all later.